Many of us that are going to read this book are not qualified really to help. In order to help other people that might have a desire to start a nonprofit or a parachurch, or maybe they want to help the poor more than they are right now, then I've written the book to help explain how to do that. When you rewind all this, you find out that it starts with the discipleship process at the local church. It doesn't start with, how we want to effectively help the poor. It just takes too much of our time and effort. If we had an army that we were training in the local church that knew how to do this a little bit more efficiently, I think that we could. What I think that we need to do from a church model level is to look at the parachurches that we support, understand their mission a little bit better, and allow them to explain the results that they think that they need to share with us, not the results that we want to hear. If you see a guy in the street corner that looks able to work, you probably think that that person should just get a job, get off the street, and if they would do the right things and they'd stop using a drug, alcohol as their excuse, they would probably be okay, right? They'd be able to get a place and live happily ever after. If a paraplegic was brought to me in a wheelchair right now, how many of you would think that that paraplegic should get out of their chair and start walking the way you and I do? We know as Christians that God can raise up those who are paraplegics, but it's typically not our first thought. So why is it that we think that the guy and the gal on the street corner, who might be a paraplegic in their mind, should just become like us? When you have a personal relationship with another person, then you can start to understand the dynamics of their own situation, and then we can start to help them walk again. If the parachurch organization knows these things, but the local church does not, then there's a disconnect. That causes the fragmentation because the local church is looking for results that are not realistic for the parachurch. And the parachurch gets offended, and then they start telling the local church whatever it is they want to hear to get their money, and it becomes about money, which further fragments the Christian army. The results for the parachurch may not be exactly what they're thinking they should be. They need to understand that what the parachurch is doing and hold it accountable for realistic results. Now, take a person that's looking at the parachurch or the nonprofit in the local church. They're going to think that we're talking and communicating and we're getting along and then we're doing all the right things when we're not. We got to sit down with one another, understand one another a little bit better by investing in our own lives in order to help the poor.